Some more bad guys just behind them, but that doesn't really matter. But these guys do matter, right?
These guys do matter because if they get behind you, they'll push you straight into that lake.
Okay, it's a turn on the light. The light is on. He's going to jump over this. Now, this is where Michael mucked it up.
You can actually see the grenades that he's got to collect.
He's over, yes.
He hasn't got the grenades yet. He's got to go back slightly and get those grenades.
Okay, he's got the grenades now. He's going to block the canister. He's nearly done it. There's some bad guys there. What's he doing? Like, what's happening?
He's throwing bombs himself.
What's he? He's thrown the bomb. Is it going to block the canister? Yes, it has. Put on the canister. Samir has done it in 43 seconds. Well, listen, we spent a lot of money getting all you guys in, and Julian, you completely trousered that one. Excuse, please.
Well, some of us win computer games, and some of us have beautiful girls in far-flung corners of the globe. What can I say?
At the moment you do, until she comes back. Anyway, Julian. Michael as well, you did actually better than we thought you were going to do, but still pretty poor.
Yeah, I was doing all right until I started thinking of my girlfriend again, Dominic, and I just went to pieces.
Okay, finally, Samir.
You can call me Aggie.
I can call you Aggie?
Yeah, that's what everyone calls me.
Well, technically I can call you whatever I like, because it is my show. But I will call you Aggie as you like, seeing as you have one. So, Aggie is the winner of the Gamesmaster Golden Joystick. So let's another round of applause then, please, for Julian, Michael, and Aggie. Now we get on to the really tricky bit of this event, loading the game onto the computer. Thank you. Like most new PCs, this one comes with the operating system Windows already installed. When you switch it on, up it comes, and that's the first problem, because most PC games won't actually run inside Windows. So the first thing Dean and Patsy will have to do is exit from Windows like this. The game Mech Warrior is on a CD, so the next step is put the disc in the CD drive. We select that drive by typing D: and pressing enter. The manual tells them to do this, so they shouldn't have to figure it out for themselves. That would normally be that, except we've played a bit of a trick on Dean and Patsy. The game is too big to run on the computer's normal memory allocation, so when they load it, all they'll get is this. They'll need a boot disk, which helps the computer reorganize its memory so there's enough space for the game. To make one, take a blank disk, stick it in the A drive, and press return. Right, now we have our boot disk. We turn the computer off, and turn it on again with the boot disk still inside. This tells the machine to clear space straight away for the game. After a short wait, when you can stand around looking pretty, Mech Warrior will be up and running. If Patsy and Dean manage to do all of this, I'll grow a moustache like Ian Beale. Okay, I've made it back down to the area, so basically I'm going to pull Dean's headphones off a little bit here. All right, Dean, how's it going?
It's not going very well. I don't understand it.
You've got the instruction manual for the game now. What sort of problems are you having?
If I can read this, it says here, at the DOS prompt, type D and press enter. But it says C, not D.
Slightly the problems there, Kirk. Can you give a slight clue there then, Kirk?
Well, the slight clue would be that he's actually not reading number 3 properly. If he just looked at it very closely and typed exactly what it said to type, then he might get on a wee bit quicker.
Okay, it has to be more literal. Okay, he's got that. Okay, headphones back on for Dean and he's on with it. Patsy, let me just take these lightly and seductively off your ears. Oh, so am I pulling your hair there? Did I put... Is it stuck to your hair? Oh no, so I've basically got no chance of pulling mine, do I? How are you getting on there, Patsy?
Well as I thought, I've not even started it yet.
So is it actually as difficult as you thought this would be, or is it more difficult?
More difficult.
Yep.
Yeah.
Kirk, any tips for Patsy then?
Well, Patsy, I mean, she's actually found the right manual now, which was a bit of a problem. She was, I think she was reading something for DOS 6.2 earlier on, but she's got the right manual now. If they follow the instructions letter by letter, they shouldn't have any problem. But
okay, we'll save it that. Right, Patsy, if you'd like to put your headphones back on, I hope it doesn't rip too much of your fine flame hair out before the end of the show. All right then, so about 4 or 5 minutes. Oh, that was Robbie there. Robbie's got the game installing at the moment. Now, the next problem he's going to have, though, Kirk, is...
a memory problem.
Okay.
This game is not going to run under such standard memory, so he's going to have to make a boot disk, actually, and run it off the boot disk, which is going to be, well, I would say, pretty tricky for him.
Because we don't know that Dean and Patsy might not know what a boot disk is?
I would say they've got no idea what a boot disk is.
Okay, then. So at the moment, Dean is much closer to what we want than Patsy is. We're going to have about maybe 3 minutes left until we have to wrap things up, and while they're doing that, we're going to take a look at today's feature. If you're worried about the problems Patsy and Dina are having, then don't, because Microsoft reckon they've got all the answers with Windows 95. Unfortunately, they've dragged us out to Seattle in the middle of the night when it's minus 10 degrees centigrade to show us. Windows 95 is the software that's intended to make using your PC that little bit easier. Unlike, say, all PlayStations, all PCs aren't the same. They can have a different amount of memory, sound cards, all kinds of stuff. In the past, to get a piece of software or a new joystick on your PC, you've needed to know all about the makeup of your particular computer. Basically now, most major software and hardware manufacturers are making their products compatible with Windows 95, meaning you can just plug it and play. Like this example of fine Freudian joystick action. Okay, this is the Exos Power Stick. It's going to cost about $139 when it's released later on in the year. What it does is it reacts to everything that's happening in the game. So if you're playing Doom like this, you'll get recoil from all the guns and everything like that. It's very good, it's very effective, but the best thing about it is, if you take your hand off it, then it will still move automatically. So you could also get quite a nice massage off it, I reckon, if you kind of put your shoulder blades behind it. Fat Boy here helped write the new operating system, which meant he was allowed to bore me with a sales pitch. So tell me, Alex, how is Windows 95 going to change the face of PC gaming?
There's a huge market of people who are buying PCs who want to be able to play great entertainment. It's just not accessible to them under DOS. So what we think will change with Windows 95 is now that we've made it installing a game and configuring it as easy as inserting a CD, and we've made the technology, the direct technology that will make it possible for games not only to run as well as they would under DOS, but actually run substantially better. We think that that's going to open up the entire PC market to game players everywhere.
Now we're going to find out exactly how quick Windows 95 is. This is the deadlifts encounter. It's everybody's nightmare if you've got a PC. It needs 8 megabyte RAM, double-speed CD-ROM drive, it's got full motion video, everything like that. This would take you ages and ages to work out how to load on a PC. We're going to see exactly how quick it takes using Windows 95. 25 seconds gone, the screen's gone black. Coming up to it, and there you go, there's the start, there's the logo. 28 seconds to get Tia Carrera. That's a lot longer than it would take you if you were in the pub.
Yes, great, it works.
So there you go, proof of how Windows 95 could speed up the whole PC gaming process. The only thing is, couldn't they have told us this in California? Right, we're going to give Dean and Patsy, a matter of seconds left before we're going to have to stop them. It doesn't look like they're going to do it, Kirk.
I don't think they are going to do it. Patsy's managed to install the game. Dean's also managed to install the game, but they didn't get as far as the boot disk, and there's still a big memory problem, so there's no way it's going to run.
Okay, thank you, Kirk. Right, it's time now to stop Patsy and Dean, okay? Right, to stop there, take off your headphones. Right, now, neither of you got to the actual game, but Patsy, you managed to get the computer up and running. Was that as difficult as you thought it would be?
Yeah.
Or more difficult even?
Yeah.
What was the big problem then?
I just don't know anything about it.
But do you not think these things should be easy enough to understand?
Yeah, I do. They should be printed up on this when you load it in, I think.
On the screen?
Yeah.
Instead of having to go through all the dull manuals?
Right.
What do you think about that, Kirk?
Well, that's kind of what Windows 95 is there for. It cuts out that DOS interface that people get so sick of, but you could always buy a PlayStation.
That's true, you could, instead of mucking around with all this PC stuff. I should just point out, how hard is this to do then in half an hour, would you say, to get the whole thing set up from not knowing anything about PCs?
Well, I would say, I mean, it's not Mensa hard, but it's obviously too hard for Dean and Patsy.
Okay, fair enough. Right, now, Dean, what was your problems as well? You were similar to Patsy in that you got the computer set up, didn't quite get the game to run. What was your biggest problem?
I don't know what it was. I think I'll stick with my Mega Drive.
Yeah, I think that's a lot simpler. Probably a wise decision. Well, thanks so much for coming on. No golden joystick, because neither of you did manage to get the game up and running. We hadn't even gotten to the problems of sound cards and anything like that, Kurt. I must admit, I think you've been a bit too harsh. I actually think you did very well in the time, and I've always found this a problem myself, and I know everything, almost, as well. But, OK, that's it. That's about all the time we've got time for on this Gamesmaster. Remember that life is like using a personal computer. Sometimes it's about as user-friendly as a rabid pit bull. Goodbye.